All right, everybody, this is the baseball highlight, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, and welcome back to the baseball hut, and hopefully you like this video. And hit that subscribe button. I did not see the game today. I listened to the very end of the game. The Mets blew a 5-run lead in the first inning, and they lost the ninth inning to the Nationals again. They didn't have Edwin Diaz finishing out the game again. That is concerning, nonetheless. But it seemed like the Mets did not play a great game. I don't feel like they played a good game on Friday, to be honest with you. And to see how poorly they played, I guess, today. More errors, more mistakes. An error to finish the game. It wasn't a very well-played game by the Mets. And you got to get these wins. Now, it is April. There's no panic button here. I know a lot of people online are panicking. Oh, April, they lost the game. Calm down. The Mets had a terrible beginning of last season. Especially in May. May was a disaster. But they were able to weather the storm. I mean, we know from Carlos Mendoza, nothing bothers that guy. He has no problem dealing with any kind of storm and keeping things very stable. And the ship straight ahead, and there's no rocking of the boat there. So I'm very positive that he's going to keep this from getting out of hand. And if they lose tomorrow, it's at the end of the world. Mets have had a very good April. 18-8, 10 games over 500. But sometimes when you lose games, at any point, fans flip out. And say, this guy should be fired. This guy, why was he in the game? They complain all the time. I didn't get too worked. Like I said, I'm not getting worked up about a game in April. With a team that when I look at them, they're the championship quality. And we'll see. But one of the things that has become sort of an issue here, I think, is probably what's going on with center field. As you know, Tyrone Taylor has not played well. I mean, he sort of has had his moments. He's had some good defensive moments, but he's not nearly as consistent early on this year as he was last year. And obviously, the Mets do not have Jose Siri. And he was a very electrifying player on the base paths. I wasn't too impressed with his defense, although they said he was very good defensively. I wasn't too impressed with some of that work. But Mets have an issue with center field. And the Mets actually have a player in the minors right now that's in AAA that can help them. And I think you've heard about him, and that's Drew Gilbert. Now, Drew Gilbert missed most of last season with a really bad hamstring that he got in Syracuse early in April of last year. And he missed most of the season. And he just had a terrible, terrible year. And he hit 2-something. Let me go through some of the numbers. 215. 215 with 313 on base percentage and a 393 slugging percentage. 10 home runs. Now, the year before, he played really well with Houston. And, of course, the Mets. He played really well when he got to the Mets. Now, this year, right now, currently in AAA, he's hitting 259. That's what coming into Sunday. But going into Friday, he was hitting 359 for the year because he did play a lot of rehab games in St. Lucie. He's got on to a very good start. He went to start out. He started 5 for 15 with Syracuse. He's got 2 home runs that he had with St. Lucie. He has played really well defensively. A couple of things just to give you a scouting report on him defensively. He's a good outfielder because he's got a great arm. He's got a gun. A lot of talk is that in the future he'll probably be a right fielder. But for now, in the minors, let's have him in center field. Now we know that the Mets still have Jose Acosta here. They played Jeff McNeil the other day in center field. I know they're probably going to try out Luis and Acuna at some point. But Gilbert, the thing about Gilbert is Gilbert lost so much by being hurt last year. One of the things he hurt was the ability to play here last year. Because I felt that he had a shot. I think a lot of people felt that he had a shot to be on the ball club sometime in June or July. But because of the injury that he had in April, he missed most of the season. And now, there are some issues with the outfield right now. And obviously center field is the big problem currently. Tyrone Taylor is not an everyday player. He's a role player. And he was supposed to be part of the platoon, which he had with Harrison Bader last year, and it's just not. He's not done a great job overall. And of course, Brandon Nimmo is struggling. We know that Juan Soto has been up and down. I will say this about Soto: he's getting his pitches, but he's hitting them on the ground. He's fouling them back. He's not starting to lift the ball. Once he starts lifting that ball up, he's going to be crushing it. That's not a concern. But Nimmo's an issue. You'd like to sit him a little bit. You could play, get a little more, maybe put McNeil in left field a little bit if you have to. And I have no problems with Jeff playing, being here. But center field's a major problem right now, in my opinion. This is really the only problem. But the only thing that's good about having Taylor there is the defense is so strong. Mets have 12 defensive runs saved so far. Going into Sunday's game, they only made 9 errors. So defensively, the Mets have been very strong. Is he as good defensively as Taylor is? That's Drew Gilbert? No. But he has a better arm than Tyrone Taylor. So, but we'll see. A couple of scanning reports on Gilbert is that he doesn't have one great skill. He does a lot of things well. He runs well. He has power, a little bit of power. He's a good defensive player. He's a hard-nosed player. People compared him to guys like Brett Gardner or Lenny Dykstra. That's what people talked about when the Mets got him. When I understand down in the minor leagues, he's sort of scaling back some of the sort of hair on fire, quote-unquote, playing that I've heard about. So he sort of has scaled back some of that. I think probably a little bit of fear over that injury that he had last year. He's also played in Tennessee. He played for Tennessee, so he played in a very big program. So the bright lights aren't going to really bother him because when you play for Tennessee, that's a big program in college. So, but we'll see how it is. He's played well. He's had a very strong start, and hopefully we'll get to see him this year. But also, if we see him this year, that means there was an issue with one of these outfielders. But he'll be ready. He'll let the Mets know when he's ready. They'll know when he's ready, obviously. But I know people want me to talk about the game. I didn't see the game today, so I can't I'm just going based off what I heard on the radio in the last half inning, or last inning, in the ninth inning. I can't tell you. I can give you my opinion on it. I know it was played poorly, but thank you for watching this video. I have plenty of stuff on Monday on the hut, and of course everything else. All the other channels will be very active coming this week, and especially next week. We're gonna have a lot of stuff next week. So much stuff you won't believe it. It'll be awesome. But thank you for watching this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut, and I'll see you later.